Hello, Tacoma.
Hello.
What a beautiful place behind us today.
Yes.
Do any of you know what this is? It's the Space Needle.
It's like we're filming inside the Space Needle.
Technology is pretty great.
It really is.
We're actually in Tacoma filming, but it looks like we're here in the Space Needle. All right, let's check in with our zones.
Yes, let's do that.
Friends, take a look on the screen. What zone are you in today? When I count down from 3 to 0, you're going to freeze in a statue in the way that you're feeling. 3, 2, 1, 0. How are we feeling today? Miss Osmond, how are you? Oh, go ahead, Mr. Kevin.
Oh, I was just going to observe that I looked over and I saw your expression. Mm-hmm. You look a little like you're in the yellow zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yellow zone today.
Mm-hmm.
Yellow zone.
Lots of really big decisions going on in my home life. And yep. But I'll be all right.
Good.
Miss Olson, how are you?
I'm good to go. I'm in the green zone.
Love it. Mr.
Yep.
Kevin?
Yeah, well, you know, I'm probably between the green and yellow zone.
All right.
A lot going on, but maybe we should do some breathing.
I think it's a great idea.
Good idea.
I'm going to do hand breathing, but I'm just going to follow it with my eyes.
Yes.
Okay. Here we go. Okay. Put your hand out. Follow Miss Oslin and following your hand. Here we go. Always feels so good to hand breathe.
It does.
Let's do our 3 personal standards.
Yes. Today and every day, we agree to
Show respect,
make good decisions, and solve problems.
And one way we are showing respect is by
Taking the space, both the space in our lesson and the space in our slides, to honor our indigenous lands and peoples. Now, let's review our essential question.
yes.
Because we're coming to the end.
We're going to be writing today.
We are.
This is the end.
It is.
How did the environment influence the development of Northwest Native American cultures? I think we've learned how it definitely influenced it.
Oh, yes. We've used lots of different sources
We
to
sure
give
have.
us some information,
We've learned about anthropologists,
which is a scientist who studies humankind.
the Makah, which is a group of indigenous people, and it's a tribe here in Washington that lives along Nia Bay.
On the coast.
Which is land next to the ocean. I want to live on the coast.
Oh, so nice.
Spokane, which is a city,
It is.
but it's also a tribe of Indians inhabiting northeastern Washington,
We learned that a plateau is a high-level area of land,
which is where the Spokane people live, and a reservation.
which is an area of land set aside by the government for Native Americans.
All right.
Inquiry chart. We did some thinking about what I think I know about Native American cultures.
And then what we want to know, what we wanted to learn. Go ahead, if you haven't pulled it out, pull yours out, review it really quick, press pause and review, and then press play and come back.
So, question is in here a lot, and there's a reason for it.
Because it's what we're going to be answering. It's the main topic of our entire essay.
Yes. Do you remember at the beginning of this unit, we introduced this question? We said, we're not going to answer this today.
Right.
We don't know enough to answer this today. Well,
Now we know.
We do now. Okay, we're going to review our sentence patterning chart
We are.
that
And-
we did.
And then we're going to use it to start pre-writing and maybe write the first paragraph of an essay, and then you'll get to finish the rest on your own.
Yes.
So, take a look here at our chart. Adjective, adjective, noun.
Adjective, adjective, noun. Adjective, noun, adverb, verb, prepositional phrase. That was pretty good.
We came up with some really great sentences last time.
We
Like,
did.
the courageous large salmon gracefully swam into the inlet and up the river.
Yes. Thinking about what parts of the environment are mentioned.
Right, and we decided to make sentences based off of the viewpoint of the different environmental pieces. And
Yes.
one of the things in the environment that is super important to all of the indigenous people of Washington State are salmon. It didn't matter where they lived, they were an integral part of their culture. So we thought from the view of the salmon would be a great way for one paragraph. And then we challenged you to pick 2 other natural resources to write sentences and sentence patterning charts from.
Yeah.
We're gonna use that in our pre-writing today.
It could have been maybe using the coast as a perspective.
Or the cedar, or the horses.
Maybe the Spokane tribes members themselves.
Right? Or maybe the roots and seeds that they harvested.
Ooh, that would be a
Options
really,
were-
really
There were
interesting.
so many options that you could have done.
So now we have some really strong vocabulary, academic vocabulary.
Organized in a way we can put them into a sentence that makes sense.
Yes. Now we're going to actually do that.
So we're gonna do pre-writing. This was just pre-thinking. Now we're gonna do pre-writing. So we're going to make a main idea map. The first paragraph is your introduction, and we're not actually going to do the introduction first. Because we don't know what the introduction is gonna say because we don't know what's in the introduction or in the rest of the paper.
Yeah, so strong writers start with the body, with all the information, and then go back and write the introduction because like Mrs. Wally said, we don't know what the body's gonna say yet, so we don't know how to introduce it.
Right, so we're gonna have paragraph 1, and you can do shorthand like this, and that means paragraph. You can see it like when you're on Word and you can make it so you can see what the paragraphs are. So we're gonna do paragraph 1, and we're gonna make a box for that. And then we're gonna do paragraph 2. Now your teacher can print this off for you to write in, but it's easy for you to create on your own. And the reason why that's important is you're not always gonna have a graphic organizer from a teacher. So we wanna teach you how to make it so that if you're doing an assessment or need to do this on your own, you can write it out really easy. And then paragraph 3. And you're going to put the main topic of those paragraphs, not the topic sentence, just what are those paragraphs going to be about. Paragraph 1 is going to be about salmon. And now you get to decide what your paragraph 2 and paragraph 3 are going to be about, like we just talked about. Then we have to give supporting details to
Yes.
support why salmon were important to the Native Americans by using our sentence patterning chart.
Yes.
So we're gonna put a little dot, and we're gonna use the adjectives and the verbs to describe so we can remember what sentences we wanna do.
Yes.
So we know it's gonna be salmon. What were salmon? They were vital.
Yes, I think that's a strong word to use because we're talking about the culture. So they must have been really important to have then influenced
And they had to have
entire
been
cultures.
abundant, right?
Yes.
So they were vital. Do we want to put that all on the same line or do we want to do them separate?
However works for your brain for organizing.
What do you think, friends? What should we do? My first sentence is going to be something about how they're vital. Maybe we just do what the adjective is.
Okay.
And then you can make your sentence from there.
Okay.
Why were they vital, salmon? And then you can use the sentence patterning chart to finish the sentence.
I think that's a strong idea.
They were vital. What else were they?
I like the courageous.
Me too. That's
because
a
we
really
did-
great word.
We did a lot of learning about how hard it was for salmon to actually make it back
Right.
to the river to spawn.
And they ate the adult salmon. That's really important.
Yes.
They didn't eat the salmon that were going back, that like hatched and went out. They don't catch the fries. They catch the adult salmon. So I think that's important, adult.
And it also speaks to how their culture worked really hard
Yes.
to enable the fry, the baby salmon, to become adults.
Right? The conservation efforts
Yes.
that they had.
Yes.
And then you would have a conclusion paragraph, but we can't do that right now because
We still don't know.
we don't know. We haven't written our middle paragraphs yet. Now, what you do from this is draft your first paragraph. So I'm going to turn the page. I know I'm going to use these words in my sentences, and I'm just going to draft a topic sentence about the salmon. Salmon were
Is this where we would use the word vital?
we could, but we need a topic sentence first because it's going to be five sentences in the
Oh, that's right.
paragraph.
Okay. So like Something about how
Well, what's our essential question? We go back to our essential
how
question.
did the environment influence the development of Northwest Native American cultures?
Salmon influenced Northwest Native American cultures in a
Like
Or
maybe
by?
say like, what, Mr. Kevin?
Or by
I just want to say in
salmon?
a blank way. I'm looking for a
Oh, in
descriptive
a-
word.
okay.
In a word that means really important way. I'm going to write that down. Salmon. How about salmon were an integral part
Of the development of Northwest Native American
salmon
cultures.
Are.
Are.
Because not just were, they
Are.
are. They still are. Salmon are, and okay, spelling friends,
Integral.
integral.
in
Tag.
an R-A-L.
Think so.
R-A-L.
Look at me go. Salmon are an integral part of
The development.
development
Part in the development of Northwest Native American cultures.
yes,
Yeah, in. Yeah, that's good.
in the development of Northwest Native American cultures. So our topic sentence has to restate our topic into the essential question we're answering. That's how you do that, right?
Right.
And now we tell how. We told them we're writing about why they're an integral part. Why are they an integral part?
So it's you tell them what you're going to tell them, you tell them what you told them.
But you do it in kind of a different way. You don't say salmon are. This is not a strong start. Salmon are vital, courageous, and the adults in the development of. That doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't make any sense.
So now we get to write sentences using our sentence pattern
Yes.
chart. So salmon are integral part in the development of Northwest Native American cultures. And now we do a sentence.
Yes.
Ms. Oslin, it's your turn.
So this is where we start with vital, because we said we were going to use that word. So vital salmon.
How about the vital
The vital
salmon? I like
salmon.
that. You could do swam gracefully or gracefully swam. You can mix those up, either one.
Was that going to be a second sentence using abundantly?
We didn't use abundantly, we used courageous
Oh, we
and
did.
adult.
Yes. Abundantly nourished.
I love it.
Because abundantly provides a lot of detail, saying it's not just a little bit of salmon.
We're
It's a
switching
lot of
tenses,
salmon.
and we need to be careful because we're salmon are, and then we can't do nourished. We have to do nourish because we're in present tense. We need to stay in present tense.
Okay.
I'm really bad at switching tenses.
Well, and it's okay. We can just get our ideas
Yep.
down and go back and revise and edit.
Vitally, the vital salmon abundantly nourish the Northwest Native
Yeah.
Americans. Or we could say, we could use another word for it, but we'll just put Northwest Native Americans because it's our first draft. They, meaning the salmon, because we're talking about salmon, they so we might not use an adjective in this one to describe the salmon.
Okay.
They gracefully, they courageously,
There, yeah. We took our adjective and made it into an adverb.
it's possible to do that. Courageously fight up the
Upriver.
inlets.
Ooh, I like that. Inlets.
They courageously fight up the inlets to provide food.
Yeah. Food and trading opportunities.
Food and economy.
There we go.
Adult salmon were heroically, it's not on here, harvested.
Oh. That's okay. I think, yeah. Add it.
Sometimes you do your best thinking and then something else comes out.
Uh-huh.
Harvested for the people.
That's a strong paragraph.
Without salmon.
Yeah.
Here's our
Here's our
concluding
conclusion.
sentence. Without
Wrap
salmon.
it all up.
I hope you're writing along with me.
Mm-hmm.
You can even copy what I wrote if you wanted. Without salmon, what, friends? What would have happened? Without salmon, what would have happened to our coastal people?
I would, thinking back directly to the essential question, how did the environment influence the development of Northwest Native American cultures? Maybe saying something like, the cultures of our Northwest Native Americans would be very different, or
Without
I
salmon,
think we can beef that up.
the culture and economy would be very different. Now, this is our draft, right? So this is just our best thinking right now. After we get everything written, then you go back in and you
Yes.
switch it up and change it.
Yes.
Now, we're not done. We need to go back through and read it and make sure it makes sense
Yes.
before we have you move on to yours. So, salmon. Well, let's go back here first. We're going to talk about the salmon, how they're vital, courageous, and that they were the adult salmon.
Okay.
Because that was important, right?
So we need to make sure we have those three
Those
ideas.
three things. Salmon are an integral part in the development of Northwest Native American cultures. The vital salmon abundantly nourish the Northwest Native Americans. They courageously fight up the inlets to provide food and economy. Adult salmon were heroically harvested for the people. Without salmon, the culture and economy would be very different.
That's a strong first draft.
Yeah, I can think of some our ways already we could change it, but we don't need to. We've got really good ideas down.
Yes.
It's hard for me. I like to make it perfect as I go. I don't like
Yep.
multiple drafts.
Yeah.
It's hard for me. I'm like, one draft, that's it. I just fight my way through it. That's why it takes me a
Yeah.
really long time to write. I don't recommend it. Okay, friends. So what's their job, Miss Oslin?
To answer this question, you can use a graphic organizer like Mrs. Wally showed us.
It's a great way to start your thinking.
Just organize your thinking. You can use your sentence patterning chart.
Make
And
sure you copied it down. If
you-
not, Mr. Kevin, could you zoom out and we can show them this and they can pause their screen and jot this down so that
Yes.
they have it. So they don't have to keep rewinding back and forth.
Yes.
So if you haven't written this down yet, what you might do is pause your screen, take a screenshot, and pop it into a Word document. Are you ready, friends? Press pause.
then you're going to take your sentence patterning chart, your graphic organizer, and you're going to begin to create paragraphs that we will put together, you will put together, to show what you know about Northwest Native American cultures.
Now, you're going to have to write your paragraphs, but your final thing does not have to be a paragraph. Use your paragraph to do a skit, or write a song, or
Write a folktale.
do some art and attach your paragraph. There's lots of ways you can show what you know. You must write the paragraph because that's part of the skills that we're learning in school, but your final production, your final publication does not have to be in paragraph.
That's where it gets exciting. We would love to see whatever work you come up with. You can send it to us here at TV Classroom. Mr. Kevin's going to tell you 2 ways that you can do that.
That's right, third graders, you can send it to TV Classroom at tacoma.k12.wa.us in the email, or you can send us something like if you drew something and you want to put that in an envelope and send it to us. You send it to TV Classroom, 601 South 8th Street, Tacoma, Washington, 98405.
Awesome.
Now it's time for our affirmation. This is the time we get to say positive self-talk, saying it out loud. And at the beginning of the school year, it might have felt a little uncomfortable to say it out loud. But I think we've all become more comfortable with saying positive self-talk out loud.
It's really important. And I've noticed as I've gotten more comfortable, I do it all day long.
Oh, you're
When I'm having a hard time.
internalizing it and
Yeah.
just making it a part of who
When
you
I'm
are.
having a hard time, I talk really nicely to myself to get through the hard time.
What a good skill. Our affirmation is we're going to remind ourselves that I am creative in showing what I know.
Ooh, yes.
Because you are, and you will be.
Yep.
Take a deep breath together. And say our affirmation.
I
I
am
am creative in showing what I know. Excellent job today, third graders. We hope you have a great rest of your day, and we look forward to seeing you around Tacoma.
Bye, friends.
Hi kids, welcome to Food Fight. Now, I think we can all agree that ice cream is pretty delicious, but if you eat too much ice cream, it's not very healthy for your body. You know what is healthy? Fruit. In this exercise video, we will be working on building our cardiorespiratory endurance, which is our heart and our lungs. We're gonna try to avoid all the ice cream obstacles, and we're gonna try to grab as much fruit as we can. Make it to the end and grab the star fruit. Have fun! Food fight, let's go! Food fight! Food fight, come on! Food fight! Alright kids, in the final level, you need to grab as much fresh fruit as you can, dodge the mini ice cream trucks, dodge the ice cream, and make it to the star fruit. Good luck! Food fight! Nice job, everyone.